Hey everybody, welcome back to another PineGrove Cooking Thursday. And this has been a long time since I've been sitting here doing a PineGrove Cooking Thursday. I'm very boring now. That's why I haven't done PineGrove Cooking Thursday. My diet is very strict and I don't really have many options. I thought this would just kind of be a nice thing to do since there hasn't been one for a while. I'm just going to do steak and eggs with just a little bit of onion mixed in with the butter and eggs. And it's on my hand-forged camp cook set. I just have a cast iron pan, but in the bag here is the set that I forged on the channel with Leon. I haven't used it yet. As you can see, this is the set that I hand-forged. He did about half of it, but I did the other half. You guys see this bag all the time. I cannot shout it out more than enough. And we're actually going to be doing an unboxing soon here from the Hidden Woodsman. But this is the 30-liter bag that I've been using for years now. I mean, everything. And this bag has like no damage or anything to it. So I love this bag. I don't think you can get it in the cornstalk pattern anymore. I love this pattern personally, but I don't think you can get it like that. But shout out Hidden Woodsman. So the little thing I added to the video today, which I thought would be interesting, there's a bunch of like small branches and stuff that I could just have a fire just picking those up, throwing them. But there's been some limbs down here that, you know, it's about that big around. So it's good for a little fire like this, and I kind of want to clear the branches up. So right here, we have a mini chainsaw, and this is from SeeSii. I hope I'm saying it correctly. There it is. But we'll get this open in a bit here once we have the fire pit set back up, and we're going to see if we can get through some of these pine branches. So as you can see, the rocks are right there. They need to be right here in this dirt and aligned up. I'm going to get them into a fire ring and get the camp cook set positioned. Alright, so check it out. We got the ring set back up. I usually, when I'm done down here, I'll move these rocks over. It just opens it up. All the deer come around here and I pour molasses and stuff. It's a little movable fire pit. There's a lot of dirt here. We are in pines, but there's a lot of room between this and the pines going up. So yeah, here's the little camp set. It just relies on gravity here. You know, you can lift up whenever you want to move it. You can swing it like that. So you could have it over the fire or not. For now, I'm just going to push it to the side right there. Over there's the food, but we're going to go and get some wood sawed up and see how the SeeSii does. Alright, so I just pulled a big pine branch out of the woods here. Just kind of blocking the trail a little bit. It is soft wood. It's definitely not the hardest wood. Here is the case. Really like this case. You know, it comes in a case like most electric power tools come in. I have opened it at the house and I charge both the batteries fully up. In the box here you have your manual. You've got 2 gloves, which I don't know, I should probably wear just because they're in there, you know. And here's the saw itself. Looks pretty sweet, but I don't know how it is till I test it. It did come with goggles. I left those up at the house. And here you just have some tensioning tools, 2 batteries. We're gonna see how it cuts through this wood right here. All right, so we're getting right into action here. And I gotta saw some wood up because I am starving. Here's your little safety button, real simple. There is a guard that goes on there, and there's this guard to protect you from this way that stays on. But right here's the safety button, click that, and then pull the trigger. It is a little loud, but not as loud as an actual chainsaw, so let's see what it can do. So that didn't take much. It would have cut a lot better through that if this was a lot more firmly placed, but sawed it pretty good. Alright guys, here's a bit bigger of a branch. So wow. Really nice. Cuts really well. Alright, so now we have a tree branch here that is kind of a fire hazard. Birds have more than enough branches up higher. Just like that. So I will have a 15% off coupon code which I'll put that on screen now, but I'll also have it down below, as well as the links to this. For the price of this, this is honestly an extremely good deal for this. I don't know, you know, as far as how long it'll last, because you guys just seen this the first time I've used it, but I plan on using this in a lot of my winter camping videos. We're gonna get the fire going, but I appreciate it, and yeah, it's come in handy. All right, so we've got all the wood together. I think this should be enough wood, and we're gonna get the fire going. All I brought down was a Bic lighter. This stuff is nice and dry, it should light up. All right, I'm just gonna get a little pile going here. Like I said, when you're in pines, you wanna keep a nice distance from everything, especially vertically. We have a nice sap ball coming out of it. So I'm going to attempt to just light the sap. So as you can see, it is burning and it is also dripping. I've got a little torch here. I'm just gonna set this down, set this ball right here on top. Then on top of that, put medium-sized sticks. And the fire is going. Then you're just gonna move up your size branches from there. And that's as simple as it gets. That's why pine forests are nice for fires, but they're also, you know, a little dangerous at times if you don't clear an area. Alright, so I gotta move the camera. That heat's getting a little intense there. Pretty much I got the pan on here. The pan needed cleaned. For the most part, I'm just letting this water boil out, and then we'll throw butter in. Dropping the butter in. Alright, so the steak of choice today is this clearance Walmart steak, and this is a Cowboy ribeye steak. It was $11.03 and I saved $9.39. The heat's moving this way. Butter is in the pan. I forgot all seasonings, which I don't really care. If you're good at cast iron and you have butter, it should still be good. That's a really big steak. Our pan is set to max height. The butter is not completely evaporating out. This is what I want. I do not want this steak getting burnt before it can cook on the inside. If I was to move this down right now, this steak would be burned on the outside, but the inside would still be not favorable. Ooh. Listen to that sizzle. So I'm gonna let this cook, and pretty much over here on the bag, I have 3 fresh eggs, and I have some onions, which I'll throw those in about 6 minutes, and I have some more butter. The butter I'm gonna just kind of throw in as I go because there's a lot of fat on the steak. I want the fat to stay in there and mix with the butter, so when I do the eggs, I could pull it out with the eggs. All right, I'm gonna attempt to flip this over. The pan is on an angle, but the campsite's too hot and I don't have gloves, so I'm pretty much just going to have to keep spinning the steak, and that will move the butter up and then have it come back down. I don't know what it is telling me, but something's telling me this is going to be the best steak I've ever had. I'm really taking my time on it. I know this could have been cooked probably 15-20 minutes ago even, but I've just been kind of just sitting here. I moved the pan down because we just have coals down at the bottom. I didn't want to add any more wood. I still have wood, but I just figured I'd let the coals go. That's what you want to cook on, is the coals. I know it's not, you know, looking super crispy and all that, but this has been slowly cast iron cooked with butter and onions. No seasoning at all, but I have a feeling this is going to be the best steak I've ever had. So I'm just kind of chilling. I'm watching the steak. I'm not adding no more wood. I'm just letting the coals slowly oh, the butter's like bubbling all around this. I'm starving, but I still have to cook eggs. I've got 3 eggs, and what I want is I want to leave the onions in the pan with the butter and fat, put the 3 eggs in, and try to suck up all of that with the eggs. I don't even know what calories are, guys. I don't look at calories. Like, on this diet, I haven't looked once, because it doesn't matter. It's almost done, so next clip should be the steak getting pulled off. Then we'll crack the eggs in, whisk them up, which I know some of you guys really don't like that noise. Just got a fork for that. And then it'll be time to eat it. Time to pull the steak off, get the eggs cracked in here. So, try not to poke any holes in it. You guys know I used to cut holes in steak and do all kinds of stuff. I don't do that no more. There's that steak. it is almost falling apart. So I'm gonna hurry up and get these eggs done. All right, so there's one fly being annoying. Just trying to get on the steak. So we're gonna scrape down all this onion and steak bits. I went ahead and to finish these eggs off, I set the pan onto the fire, and these are pretty much done. So I use the fire all the way till it's death. Alright guys, so here it is. We've got our steak and eggs. So we're going to try the eggs out while they're still really hot. They're really greasy now, but it's just butter and fat, so. The eggs taste like there's cheese in them, but there's no cheese. That's a pretty good sign right there on the eggs. They're not the craziest eggs I've ever had, but they're definitely up there. I think it might be slightly well done. I went for medium, but it was just kind of hard to tell. I'm happy either or. I'm going to eat the whole thing. It is just juicy. It is not dry. I think it's probably well, but it is not dry at all. This thing is like falling apart where the fat is. So let's give the steak a shot. This is a well done piece. No seasoning at all. Well, the onions, technically. I don't know if it beats the last steak I made. The steak that I made when I did the giant pan and I was at the Trap and Shed, like that video not long ago, that steak was, I couldn't believe it. But I don't have black pepper for this, or salt. That would have helped. Well, that squirrel behind me is pretty mad. A robin just chased him out of the tree. He just kind of ran up. He walked right here, right past me. And then he walked over, got up in the tree, and then he started shaking his tail. So he definitely seen me and got a little mad. So I have half of the steak left. Right there. It's the more fatty end. I gotta be honest with my cooking. Obviously the downfall was I didn't bring any seasoning or salt. And it's a big steak. It's a big piece of meat. A smaller steak, you got a lot more crisp. This is a big steak. Just a lot of meat. So what this tastes like, just a chuck roast. If I'm gonna be honest, it tastes like a chuck roast. Which, yeah, it's beef. And I don't really like beef anymore, but I thought, hey, you know what, Walmart's got this for clearance. Let me just get it. Let me try a steak. But I don't know. I'm a little weird with beef now. The eggs are really good, but they really cooled down now. And there's a tiny bit left I just don't want because they're super cold. The rest of the steak, I think what I'm going to do is pack it. And then what I'll do is chunk it up into chunks, throw it into the air fryer, get those really crispy, and then dip them in salt and black pepper. Alright, so I pulled this out of the ground. It's already cold. Got some soot on it though. Paper towel here. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe all the soot off this. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed. It was cool checking out the little chainsaw as well as the chuck roast that I cooked. Chuck roast. So, hope to see you guys in another video, and I will end up eating the rest of the steak, but it needs some salt and some pepper, that's for sure. So yeah, PineGrove Cooking Thursdays. I don't know if I'll do any more for a bit. This is just, you know, like a throwback video in the pines. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.